Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, and this video has stemmed from quite a bit of the children on the old Xbox Live, and I'm sure the PlayStation Network, and I'm sure PC, that seem to think when you talk through the voice chat, I kind of sound older than I actually am. For those who don't know, I'm 19, I'll be 20 on July 2nd, and I always play with a friend of mine called Marcus, who probably has a deeper voice than I do on Xbox Live, so we get called 40-year-old pedophiles. Now, while I don't mind actually being called a 40-year-old pedophile, despite the fact I'm none of those two things, it's what comes next that really irritates me to shit. Is that you're too old for video games. I don't know why 13-year-old kids or anyone under the age of 16 seems to think that as soon as you hit 18, you're no longer ever going to play video games, ever. And I think it's an absolute idiotic bloody thing to say for multiple reasons. Number one, it's just stupid in general, because you can never be too old to play video games. It's a form of entertainment, as are movies, television, radio, music, all that other kind of stuff. It's a much more interactive form of entertainment, granted, so if you're 80 years old, I highly doubt you'll be able to push the buttons on an Xbox controller, but if you can, more power to you. The second thing is that it's bloody stupid. Its statistics show that the average age of a gamer, at least in Australia, is actually in the mid-30s. That was a study done a few years ago, so that it might have changed, but a few years ago the average age was in the mid-30s. And not only that, but why would you stop playing? Like, what happens when you hit 18 or 21 or however old these kids think that you need to be, that you'll stop playing video games forever? So, of course, we asked, and apparently as soon as you turn 18, you all of a sudden have a life, and you have a job. So, a combination of having a life and having a job, or just one or the other, negates any thought of you actually playing video games. Which is stupid, because a lot of people have a life and a job and they still play video games. Some people have a life and play video games for a job. So I don't understand. It's so stupid, and this is what's wrong with the video game. This is the worst thing about the video game industry as a whole, is that there are people out there that either don't see it as a legitimate form of entertainment and or think that it's for children. And it's not for fucking children, as this game here that I've been playing most of the weekend, The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, is mature as shit. If you were a child and you were playing this, you would have no idea what was going on. You'd probably get fucked in the first level and never play it again. When I was growing up, granted, and before I was growing, you know, even kids who are older, or people who are older than me, when they were growing up with the arcade machines, granted, then you might have a little tiny bit of an argument saying that games are for kids, but not now. Like, when I was growing up, we had the Marios, the Banjos, all the Nintendo games, all the little kiddie games that you still have now. We didn't have, you know, the Call of Duties, the Mass Effects, these epic stories. We had some, you could argue, the Resident Evil games and a lot of other, the Final Fantasy games and all those other games were really hardcore. A lot of PC games came out in the early, mid-90s that are really hardcore. But we never had this amount of, you know, mature content. So, that is stupid, because on that knowledge, on that basis, if we're going past these things, is that as soon as I turned 18, which was 2 years ago now, then I technically shouldn't even be playing video games now. What is the point? It makes no sense. I don't fathom what these kids think's going to happen the day you turn 18 and then you trade in all your Xbox stuff and never play it again. It's stupid. If anything, now I play video games more than I did when I was a kid. Figure that one out. And not only that, but video games are such a social thing now. Like, when I was young, you didn't have online multiplayer. You did on PC, but none of us knew how to work it. Now you can play with people on the other side of the world through Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Steam, any other PC game, and it's a social thing. So there's another reason to play video games. And not only that, but now there's video games that you can play with a family if you want. I don't know why you would, but you can if you want to go through Disneyland. Don't go through Disneyland, just don't do it. So I don't understand. So if you're one of these kids who thinks that as soon as you turn 18, 21 or whatever, you're going to stop playing video games forever, you're a fool. Because then you'll miss out on all the new technology that's coming out. So if I stopped, wouldn't be able to play the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 3 I should say, so fuck you, what a stupid thing to say. So leave your thoughts and opinions. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Rate, comment and subscribe. I'm out. Au revoir.